Hi, and welcome to Art A&A number 30 something. I'm not sure. With Leslie Davidson and the artistasEntrepreneur.com. Today, we're going to talk about using acrylic gesso with oil paint. Okay, I've just found out that this is not your best choice because acrylic gessos are very thirsty and will absorb the oil from your paint into the gesso and leave on the surface of your painting all the brittle pigment and waxes and whatever fillers or whatever you have in your paint, which can then break off and fall off your painting. Hooray! And this is especially damaging on acrylic primed stretch canvas, cotton duck, because it's flexible. It'll fall off that more likely. So the way you can get around this is because, stretched canvases that are acrylic primed are abundant and they're affordable and they're a great choice for most painters. However, if you're oil painting, when you're using your acrylic primed gessos, acrylic gessoed canvases, take a half a cup of oil, linseed oil, stand oil, walnut oil, whatever you like. Not an alkyd dryer, like not an alkyd quick dry, just a regular full-bodied fat oil. Take half a cup and pour it onto the acrylic gesso and spread it around, and then let it sit for 24 hours. And what that's going to do is satisfy the gesso thirst. It's going to satisfy the thirst. So all the oil will absorb into the acrylic gesso, and then you can wipe it off with a dry cloth and go ahead and paint, because the thirst has been satisfied, the oil has been absorbed, so your oil that you apply will be full-bodied oil, and the oil will stay on top. Your oil paint should end up being more luminous than on a regular acrylic gessoed surface, because when the oil is absorbed out of oil paint, it becomes flat and matte. The oil in the oil paint provides a lot of that luminosity that you can see in traditional oil paintings. Okay, so cover it with oil, wipe it off, paint on it, and you should be fine. Okay? Now, to be even more secure, you should choose a solid wooden support, okay? Like a flat masonite, tempered masonite board, or a cradled wooden support board, which is what this looks like. So you've got your birch or maple or whatever, and then it's cradled on all four sides, supported. You can gesso that with an acrylic gesso and then do your oil thirst quencher thing on top. Another option is that you can take a gessoed surface, wooden support or canvas, and seal it with GAC 100 from Golden, which is a acrylic polymer sealer that is archival, is recognized as an archival support system. You can seal off the gesso, which will stop the absorbency. It will no longer absorb, but the GAC 100 is a very slick, unsatisfying oil surface. So you just do a light layer of gesso. It won't absorb very much oil, but it'll give you a little bit of a nice tooth surface texture for painting. Okay, so that's how you can use an acrylic gesso with oil paint and not have it all fall apart in 50 years. Hooray! Okay, thanks for listening. Excuse me. If you have any questions, please head over to theartistasentrepreneur.com or lesliedavidson.com. They're both the same place. And click on the podcast tab and ask me a question. I am open and willing and waiting for your questions. Okay. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys next week.